Thank you, Mr Chair. Kia ora and mihi nui kia koutou. Kia ora. Mr Chair, I just can't sit there and listen to this faux debate we see from this side of the Parliament as if 200 metres is the critical issue facing the question of deep-sea oil drilling in Aotearoa, New Zealand. The depth of 200 metres, which is what groups and the Greens define deep-sea drilling as, isn't the critical issue. The critical issue is protecting our beaches, protecting our moana, protecting our economy from the threat of deep-sea drilling. But it's academic, because what we know is what the permits this government has offered, including the recent 343,000 square kilometres, which they've opened up, is considered ultra-deep in the oil academic literature. We can have a debate whether 200 metres is deep or shallow. The fact is it's deep. Only advanced robotics and submersibles can maintain the rig or fix a spill if it happens at that depth. But the fact is it's academic, because what we're talking about in New Zealand is a different kettle of fish to what we've seen in Taranaki, and what it is considered in the literature is ultra deep. It's extremely risky, extremely complex. It's operating at the frontiers of technology, geography and geology, and it's something we shouldn't be putting at risk our marine environment. And what we see with Amendment 347, introducing new clause 102A, is a backdoor, no-say amendment which takes away Kiwis' rights to have a say on discretionary activities. Now, when you take the precedent, which is the Resource Management Act, discretionary activities, if they have an impact greater than minor, the public get a say. The government's asking Kiwis what they think the colour dot hunt should be painted, various consultations on various issues, but when it comes to consenting the most risky activity affecting our marine environment, the government, through this backdoor no-say amendment, is taking away New Zealanders' right to have a say. So, Mr Speaker, this is the critical issue. Should New Zealanders have a say with the greatest environmental threat facing New Zealand? Now, the Green Party is clear. We have a strong position. Deep-sea drilling should be prohibited. It's a different kettle of fish to what we've done in Taranaki, where the deepest well is 125 metres. What we're talking about, say at 1.5 kilometres or deeper, which is what we're talking about in New Zealand, is well casing, which has to be specially strengthened or will burst under its own pressure. We're talking about, at 1.5 kilometres down, a water temperature of 0.4 degrees or close to freezing, yet the oil is coming out close to boiling. What we're talking about is operating at the extremes of technology in hostile environments, kilometres down. Mr Speaker, there's no guarantees with oil drilling. The government is clear on that point. The industry is clear on that point. Obama's President Commission into the Deepwater Horizon said it's akin to nuclear power. Not every well is going to have an accident and blow up, but when an accident occurs, the consequences can be catastrophic. What we saw over the arena is New Zealand doesn't have a response capability to deal with such a spill. Maritime New Zealand has adopted only 5,500 tonnes as their response capability they're planning for. The Deepwater Horizon was 600,000 tonnes, yet Maritime New Zealand was only planning 5,500 tonnes and clearly struggled with only 300 tonnes from the arena. In the Gulf, they had more than 1,000 people, more than 1,000 vessels working on that spill. In New Zealand, Maritime New Zealand has 3 skimmers, more akin to dinghy. In the Gulf, they had more than 46,000 people working on the spill. In New Zealand, Maritime New Zealand has around 180 trained responders. In the Gulf, it cost $40 billion, Mr Speaker, and New Zealand, we can't afford to deal with a spill, and that's why New Zealanders need a say. That's why it's egregious we're seeing this backdoor amendment taking away New Zealanders' right to have a say. When it comes to the permitting process, New Zealanders already don't have a say. Now, it's because of the Green Party pressure that with the granting of permits, our councils now get a say. And I urge all the councils across New Zealand to have a say. The fact is, an oil spill is not going to recognise the 12 nautical mile jurisdictional limit. An oil spill would affect all of our councils and affect all of our public. It's good that last year the government extended the consultation out to councils. Now they need to extend it out to the public. This is a step backwards. We need to stop having a debate around whether Labor thinks 200 metres is the right limit or not. Let's have a debate around whether ultra-deep drilling, which is happening to New Zealand this summer, with Anadarko's ship, the Noble Bob Douglas, coming to New Zealand this summer to drill our first deep-sea exploratory wells off our coast this summer. This is the critical issue, and this is why I'm proud to be a Green member, because we're standing up for the clean economy, we're standing up for the innovative economy, we're standing up for real jobs for New Zealanders, not a sector which is going to see environmental risks, profits flow over shore, the lowest job producing potential of any sector in the Taranaki economy. This is our future.
I call Chris Hockenvold.
I move that the question be now put.
The question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We move to the vote then on part 2. And first we have the Minister's typescript amendments to SOP number 347. The question is that the Minister's amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote's called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes in favour.
Maori Party.
3 opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 68, the noes are 53. The amendments are agreed to. The question now is that the Minister's amendments, as set out on SOP number 347 as amended, and SOP number 360 and further typescripts amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We now move to Gareth Hughes' amendments as set out on SOP number 363. The question is that the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. A party vote's called for. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
7 votes opposed.
Maori Party.
3 opposed.
Mana.
1 vote in favour.
Act New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 opposed.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote in favour.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 16, the noes are 105. The amendment is not agreed to. The question now is that part 2 is amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. Look, can I just remind members, if you want a party vote, you must challenge me at the time because I was ready to move on. All right? So a party vote's been called for. Ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes in favour.
Maori Party.
3 opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 68, the noes are 53. Part 2 is amended, will stand part. We now move to the schedules. The question is at Schedule 1 stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We come to Schedule 2. We have first the Minister's amendments as set out on SOP number 360. The question is that the amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that Schedule 2 as amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We now come to new Schedule 2A. The question is, first of all, we have the Minister's amendments to insert new Schedule 2A as set out on SOP number 360. The question is that the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We come to Schedule 3. First, we have the Minister's amendments as set out on SOP number 347 and further typescript amendment. The question is that the Minister's amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote's called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 in favour.
Māori Party.
3 opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Axe New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 68, the noes are 53. The Minister's amendments are agreed to. The question is that Schedule 3 is amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. We now have new Schedule 4. We have the Minister's amendment to insert new Schedule 4 as set out on SOP number 347. The question is that the Minister's amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. A party vote's called for. I'll ask the clerk for a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
7 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
3 opposed.
Mana.
1 vote opposed.
Axe New Zealand.
1 in favour.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Brendan Horan.
1 vote opposed.
Any other votes?
Members, the ayes are 68, the noes are 53. The amendment is agreed to. We now come to debate on the clauses. The question is that clauses 1 and 2 stand part. I call Emmys Galloway.
Thank you very much, Mr Chair. Clauses 1 and 2 deal with the title and commencement of the Marine Legislation Bill. The title reads thus, that this Act is the Marine Legislation Act 2012.